Hello traders and welcome to this Bitcoin technical and order flow analysis video. So it's middle of the week. I've decided to do video not at the beginning of the week because Bitcoin was pretty slow and lazy. But we had some nice moves. In today's video I would like to show you how I was trading past 3 days, so from Monday until today. I will also include Friday short because that hit a lot of profit targets. You will see how I was taking trades live, what was my trade management and what I was seeing in the market. I will be also dropping a lot of gold nuggets on our tools and templates. So it's gonna be an educational video for you as well, primarily. And excuse my voice, I'm sick. This is first time I'm sick this year. It's more of a sore throat. It's hard to swallow, but I can speak, so here I am. So Bitcoin finally did also very nice move. So he's slowly waking up. The first thing I would like to start the video with is we go to statistics section. We keep building this section because you can utilize a lot of advanced strategies, like Monday, for example, is pivot day. For markets is 60% chance you place big, high or low for the rest of the week on Monday. Okay, so statistics section is very nice. I will slide it very fast because we still are building it. This was posted for our members. Past few weeks, Bitcoin is pretty slow compared to historical standards. We are usually in 1 to 3% range, and overall we are in like 2 to 4% range. I just want to show you, based on historical basis, this is pretty normal. When is Bitcoin the most volatile? Bitcoin is most volatile when we have uncertainty in the world. That's when also the VIX is spiking, and not only Bitcoin and other asset classes like equities are also volatile. So you have Bitcoin very large volatility on uncertainty, and then you have Bitcoin volatility when we have a crypto black swan event, like last year, for example, when Germany was selling Bitcoins and other entities, okay, like from empty Mt. Gox. Then you can have a white swan event, for example, Trump winning the elections. That's when Bitcoin pumped from 68,000 to over 100,000 because market was pricing in Bitcoin will be global reserve asset, and especially in the US, it's going to become like they will be actively buying Bitcoin. So you have very big narratives which can pump or send price much lower. So that's core how Bitcoin can be volatile. Then you have the third option, which can be general deleveraging of the market, which we had with tariffs. Market is still expecting we will have recession, is still expecting we will have declining asset prices. So Bitcoin was also rapidly moving to the downside. I've seen a lot of reports, like on CME, for example, we lost 10 billion of open interest. Okay, so the big players in US were deleveraging on Bitcoin, and that's what caused move from 100,000 down to 74,000. Now there is much less leverage in the system, so Bitcoin is also less volatile. And this is critical post for you. You need to understand Bitcoin there is very high chance in 32% of time you do move larger than 1%. In 30% of time, you do move smaller. I mean, you do move larger than 1% to the downside. But in 38% of trading days, we experience only 1% move to the upside or to the downside. These we can consider really generally slow market trading conditions. But you see, this is natural state of Bitcoin. Over 1/3 of time, Bitcoin is slow to trade. I actually have access to more statistical posts like this, where we'll be breaking down on average how Bitcoin moves. So I'll be posting that to our members. This is very valuable because you need to be good trader. You need to trade well Bitcoin during high volatility. I consider it much easier trading because you don't need much leverage, like fees are much smaller, and you need order flow is extremely well respected, like even massive single wall with some trap traders into it is gonna give you 1% move. So fantastic easy trading. And then you have, I would say, a bit more challenging trading conditions, which we are for past few weeks, when Bitcoin is moving really slowly. When we go into the chart, we can see that clearly here when I turn on the range. Yes, so we did the initial big pumps, but you see consolidations were pretty tight. Yeah, Bitcoin was in Like you can see here it was 3.5% range. Here is similar 4% range. Even tighter range here over the weekend. Again, very tight range here. We had multiple trades here. I'll be showing you them, but you need to really lurk at the range extremes if you want to be trading such range. And finally, we've got rewarded. We've got long yesterday. I literally gave signal. You know, our group is not signal group, but I often give them so traders can know what I exactly do. 1 minute after I took entry, I told them I'm long here, and this is the reward. Like here, I got final target at 97,000. I'll be showing you why. So very little inside trading in our group, and everything what I do is done live. Yes, there is very little delay. So you can see even the range conditions here are getting very tight on Bitcoin. What is good on Bitcoin when we are ranging in like that, it usually is preparing for larger move to the upside or to the downside. Bitcoin loves ranging, but is like when you are shaking bottle, then all those bubbles will pop. So again, be ready. Bitcoin actually can stay slower until summer. Summer is generally slow for equities as well, not just for Bitcoin. Last year was an exception because we had so many news events, but yeah, the Trump is also not keeping markets. He's moving markets a lot, yeah. So this is key. Be good trader during slow market conditions and fast market conditions. I even make a new section for that too. Like this is the latest knowledge from me to see how to approach, how to see if market is slow or fast, because it really matters for your trades. If you are scalping, if you are day trading, if you are swing trading. So that was just first segment about volatility. Now we can move to trading for the past few days. I marked my posts here. So first, I would like to talk about Friday short. I will not be explaining this short in the group. I don't want to include Friday trading in today's video, but there was very active trading here at the highs. I was shorting and taking some fast profits. Later on, I got settled into the main day trade short. I also had some adding limits. I think we've hit some of them today. 97,157. Let me check. 97.15. Yes, we multiple. So look at that. This is exactly, by the way, my market reversed. You can see on Friday. So Friday short, I was aiming to rotate at least down to 94 to 93,000, and I was telling our traders this was double entry for me because I keep looking for Bitcoin swing shorts from 97 up to 103,000. I usually treat it as a hedge in case US economy gets into recession. Then I think we will see another repricing of Bitcoin, maybe to 90k. It's hard to imagine Bitcoin pumping on recession. This is, I would not say it's impossible, but it's not that likely. Bitcoin can actually pump like gold on safe haven asset. That's what we are seeing past few weeks. But in like full-blown recession, every asset in the world is gonna be repriced lower because it's just simply less money in the system and so on. Once Fed starts printing, of course, that's different story. Yeah? Then you got more loose monetary conditions. That's what Bitcoin loves. So Friday short was established as it was double entry. I was fully exiting position at 94,000. So remaining 40%, I think it was remaining 40%, was closed here, but I was still keeping position, 35% of the position on swing. And during today, actually, we arrived into my limits. So I was adding multiple of my sell limits actually got hit today as well. 4 of them, I think. So I was adding to position. And again, as market got this pullback, I was taking profit on long from here. And then I took another take profit because it's getting pretty likely we might actually take out this high, and then I'm going to be stopped out on short. So you need to be really flexible here. You can, like, a lot of times when we are in these ranges, I'm in hedge, so it means I'm in long and short as well. I can't lose pretty much. I only control exposure on each of the trade. Yes, when we come into the range lows, I'm looking to increase my long. I'm taking profit on short or from the top of the range, and similar thing when we go to the top of the range. So I already paid myself again from those limit orders. This is, by the way, not recommended for most of the traders. Limit orders trading for me is only for the past 2 years. You need to be extremely confident you will get the reaction, you predict the reaction, and you need to have good stop loss. And of course this cannot be full size because you need wider stop losses again for such things. But yeah, this was like, this trade already paid for itself. I'd like to use, when trade made a lot of profit already, I like to use some portion of that profit to again increase my exposure if I'm sleeping and I want to get, I was like expecting if we get the Asia move. So this is the thing. Another thing I want to mention, actually we can just scroll down so you see why we were rejecting there. We've got multiple levels here. Mainly the main reason for the pullback is you've hit 3-month high volume node of the we are actually accepted strongly into this previous 3-month range where we spend most of the time of the top of the bull market. And I said, our traders, I expect rejection here, or I expect range, because it's very hard to just overcome such high volume node. So many people think about it from spot perspective, so many people got trapped here as well on the longs, yeah, so they need to get out. So initial reaction was very nice. You also view this as a region. You can see 3-month point of control gave us only scalp. And one thing, what we are still talking about Friday and weekend, yes, that's why I want to complete, is we were moving down. Yeah, I want to show you targets. I skipped this. So you were doing this failed auction at the top, and then you got accepted into the previous 8-day range. First, market was defending here, but once clear breakout come, a lot of breakout shorts also arrived, and your logical target for that short is gonna be very close to the val of the range. This was also extremely good place to be long. You will see in a few minutes why, as it was pretty exhaustive, yes. And you also created CME gap, which you actually closed a few days later. One thing Bitcoin loves to do, if we have bad news over the weekend, Bitcoin and crypto is only asset class which can be traded over the weekend. So Bitcoin in the pullback was actually front running equities having gap. Yeah, so Bitcoin going down, equities gapping down, equities continue. They are not even trying to close the gap, they continue down. So Bitcoin even more violently comes down with the equities. Yes. One thing I want to mention, and this is again like a big gold nugget for you over here. This is really fantastic template we use on TRDR. So I can clearly see we are seeing 1.6 billion aggregated delta, so all exchanges in the world. A lot of people are getting long in this section of the chart here. Open interest over the roof. Open interest went up like crazy from few hundred million of new open interest. Many people are in longs here. So once you start, look at that, so market is going into the pullback. That's why when I was short on Friday, I was counting when we start putting pressure on this open interest increase, people will start to close position or getting liquidated. It actually started here, first profit taking, look at that. And now we go. And now you did what? You did full open interest round trip. You took everybody, literally people were longing top. So once you took everybody out from this major open interest increase, what you did? You did first bounce. So it was time for take profit on short, you destroyed. This is repeatable. This is what we use for years. Open interest, when you destroy everyone in leverage, it's best time to reverse. Market makers know that. And then spot gets involved. Yeah, you remove leverage from the system and market is taking over. So, and you've got again from 1.68 billion positive delta down to 1.44. 90% of traders who bought the top are now saying goodbye and they are getting destroyed. Perfect symmetry. This is where you predict moves before they happen with this template. Okay, so this was part of the Friday short. I was counting on that fuel. And now we can move on Monday. Yes, there were not as many posts because Bitcoin was pretty slow. So you will see everything. The key thing I want to show you for this week, I already said our traders, based on spot walls I was seeing, I was predicting we might get really nice trading in between these two boxes. So we've got the support starting from 93,000 down to 92,000. So really good demand on spot markets. You will need a lot of volume to break down. If there is no volume found, we will find support here. And again, this was most concentrated area on the short side. What is really great, I can show you, I use, because Tradingdifferent was down for 8 days. Now, you know, in the Spain, they had a big blackout. And I think their servers got wrecked, so they needed to replace and recover the service. You can see it's still not working 100%, but at least spot market is working. There are some missing data. So yeah, it's returning slowly back, but meanwhile, while it was down, I was using the Kiyotaka. This is free tool, and also market money terminal. Both of those tools are very, very bad compared to Tradingdifferent. They are missing a lot of features. Once Tradingdifferent comes back, I will be making tutorial and comparing Tradingdifferent with those free tools, so you see what is the advantage and why for me Tradingdifferent is the best heat maps tool on the planet. Okay, but I want to show you with Kiyotaka again, as we see, again, these walls providing support, market forming range above them, and now even when we pushed, we will need a roll of big volume to actually continue higher. Now major spot walls are here, so market could be consolidating into the range. Some Asia traders already were selling. It was also time for take profit. So just want to show you how you can with order books you can predict areas of resistance or interest. You can see here 98k defended, so it was Monday. Another interesting thing, so spot markets, one thing we can notice past few weeks, this is really powerful sign Bitcoin is not weak, is when we see Bitcoin when it was breaking down from 96,000, we needed 2 billion delta on spot market to break down. We moved from 96,000 down to 74,000, and then we started big bounces and so on. Order books were empty. This was the full panic. Yes. Now what is happening? So Bitcoin is pushing to the upside. We are seeing very heavy selling started from 94,000. From 93,000, and we've seen 2 billion negative spot delta again. But do we see if price following the negative delta, that bullish CVD, the price is actually still continuing higher. This for me was really a sign I need to focus on trading local range setups both directions. So I'm looking for longs at the really key lows and also at the shorts at the highs when the clear range is formed. I think this is institutional and sovereign bits in Bitcoin. We already had some bullish, like smaller bullish CVD here. You cannot see them here. I will need to zoom out, but we are like 10 on the way to the upside. So this was still warning me. Big players are buying up Bitcoin from retail. Okay, we've seen a lot of larger wallets accumulating Bitcoin, and if nobody, if you don't see significant absorptions, you would not be holding like that. You would be crashing, I would say 87, 84,000 easy with such a big selling volume, like similar like here. But major entities are still absorbing. This is sign of strength. So we trade what is in front of us. We trade the range, as I said, both directions. I think this is caused by change of narrative, and this is why narratives are very powerful. In a few weeks back, we identified TRDR traders, I think maybe in YouTube video, like Bitcoin is becoming safe haven asset, same like gold. A lot of people realize in the times of uncertainty, Bitcoin can fulfill its role. The only exception is going to be, as I say, in a recession is very likely Bitcoin will also go down. Yeah, most assets will go down, even gold. So, yeah, very impressive absorptions. They kept Bitcoin very strong, even from this low. I was also preparing in case we take these 1, 2, 3 high lows for swing value pattern. This didn't happen because recently we are doing swing value pattern only of this low, but it's okay. These were some preparation posts. What's the date? So 5th, this is still Monday. Yeah, this is still Monday. We want to go over yesterday mainly. Look at that low, by the way, when we cleared the targets from Friday short into the weekend. During Asia, this was exhaustive price action reversal. This is a signature setup you want to trade. The chances to win your trade is at highest peak because you had high liquidations, high volume spike, high delta spike, longs getting destroyed, shorts taking profit, shorts getting trapped into the lows, very high relative volume spikes. Yeah, 700 million candle, 500 million candle. Yes, I keep teaching traders about this setup. So it was pretty much expected with such, because big traders fill big positions here. Yes, they need certain thresholds, so they can move market, and they make nice profits. So yeah, really good low. It was time to, if you were on Asia, you were longing. If you were on in short, you were taking profit. Okay, on that Friday, and we still got some pressure. We should really move on Tuesday. Yes, this is still Monday. CME got potential, we knew, a lot of posts were done, but I want to go mainly on Tuesday. This is more fresh. On yeah, time for dinner. Yeah, I was scalping here. Our traders know I was taking some nice scalps. Asia low got front run. This was super cheeky. Look at my stop loss. Okay, that's what you call tight stop loss, because I knew there will be some liquidations. We actually got this a day later, so I knew we will have a move down first. So I kept very tight stop loss. Nice scalps. I think overall I pulled 1.5% from this range because the moves were not that big. 0.5% move was here. Okay, so in total 1.5%. That's not bad. If you do 1% a day, you will slowly build account into much bigger size, so you are fine. But we really want to focus now on Tuesday. This was very recent. We were like every single day we plan what we do. During London session is usually quiet. Yes. We had risk of day, so I told our traders it's gold is going up, equities are crashing, so it's pretty likely we will revisit all those lows. 93,400 was the key low we were focusing on to revisit. Let's go down. Walls are getting filled first there. That's not what we want to see. We go a bit lower. First interactions. Now New York is open, so the main trading session starts. A lot of the moves are happening on. First I was taking partial long because I've seen we were trapping some nice shorts, but later on we went for the lows. We also, this guy on Bybit, this is 700 Bitcoin long in this region. You see how Bitcoin was consolidating. His massive trap position was serving as an orderflow resistance, so you needed to keep an eye on this. In the end, we wrecked him when we took the low. Bitcoin finally going for this low and liquidity. Yes, let's go down. So far, like first few minutes, we had no swing failure pattern at lows. Let me show you on chart where we were, so you understand. We were over here. We will break down this trade into the full detail. Ooh, that's big, like this. I will just do one line, so you see it was visual swing failure pattern. Okay. Okay, so first you've got the drop. You were rejecting from swing failure pattern line. Again, a bit of time spent there, but as soon as you come into this candle, I was taking position. Now let me break down why. Got myself fresh entry. This was the signal. I just want to know, traders, I'm taking trade right away, so they know they can participate if they have same triggers as me. I said I will treat it as a scalp or take profit one. Later it becomes day trade. That was the main plan. So that one take profit one was to secure stop loss for stop loss money, and then it was actually over here into the daily view up. You secure take profit one, so you cannot lose the trade, and you also cover a stop loss. So that was the main action, and then you left trade. Now let's see how it was developing. Okay. Now I want to see move beyond 93,960 and no hesitation. So we trap a lot of delta into the lows. Okay, so that's what I wanted to see. Move here. And we started rejecting, but once you reclaim this, it was getting into large acceleration. A lot of sellers were actually going here. Here I will show you on Exocharts. Over here, okay. So relative volume spike was excellent. This was the highest traded volume for the past 24 hours when we were at lows. Look at the negative delta. This is, by the way, pretty extreme thresholds. It's not 58 million. It's not 58 or 100. It's 150 million of negative delta. So like big traders, they fill positions and they really want to protect such entry. And now this negative candle, you also got the shorts into the lows. So you really want to trap them again to accelerate, move to the upside. So that's why I said 93,600 is going to be key to reclaim. That's what we've got. Let's go further. So I say later entry, much safer than catching total low. That's how it's down. Take profit one is getting hit risk-free already with guaranteed profit. I spread it. Take profit into multiple limits in front of daily up. That was simple. We trade the range while it lasts. I was also taking additional small take profit on Friday swing. This was a second trade, a second short, because other one was closed. I was showing you. I will add to it when we, yeah, that's okay. So the main entry, how was the exactly like at precise time, what was the execution of the entry? So we've got the positive delta flip. The positive delta flip actually started here. Here was neutral. Again, positive delta, positive delta. Okay, sellers, a bit of sellers there, but we are still holding above trapped shorts, so it's okay. And then positive delta continues. So this is keeping me happily in my trade. A lot of buyers are coming in. Shorts are actually closing. This was very important here. You were not triggering entry at the lows, but you waited for this first volume change push. Okay, and then once you arrived into the Binance candles are delayed. Majority of shorts are actually here and here. But here was very clearly, I was seeing the big short is here with a massive position. Market arrived into him, reclaimed him. And I knew once we start pushing further from this region, we will have fuel just from shorts closing positions. That's what was happening here. Shorts closing, this big guy shorting into the lows, wrecked. And it was similar on Bybit as well. So we got fuel, and we've got not only fuel at lows, but also shorts were over here, pretty decent, and a bit higher as well. Also shorts were pushing down and longs were coming in. So plenty of fuel to squeeze traders. The timing was also good. So we traded order flow, price action, technical analysis together. But the another aspect is also news. So Tradingdifferent was, Financial Juice was preparing us the best and will be speaking, testifying. So in the end, he later pumped the market. You can see clearly on that massive, look at the delta spike. Yeah, this was local EPA event. And once you start pushing, you could just push here into a take profit one just on shorts covering into the lows. Yes. So this was realistic to cover yourself, and then you can be more greedy. So I completely take profit one, 50% was taken, and I'm leaving another 50% run for more gains. Let's go here. This is also cool. Everyone, all the people who were longing here, I was also long here from early day. All those people getting long in the system got stopped out. So we've got delta round trip. Fuel in the system was playing out. So that's why also getting bounced, because when you take out most of the leverage, is often best times to reverse the trade. And you will see that on other template as well. Now Besant was speaking, and he's now pumping equities and Bitcoin. So you not only move on order flow, again macro is affecting Bitcoin. This is what we got. US officials are moving markets like all markets. Now as you are reclaiming, so this was the 24-hour range we are in. You reclaimed val, so this is fantastic. I was adding actually to trade here 10% on adding of the val, so my exposure become 60%. We start to push to the upside. We are reclaiming point of control. That's good sign. You will actually rotate the range into the VAH, and you take out London highs. It was visible here. It's very likely, by the way, again, this is coming from statistics, once you, like the immediate targets for New York session sharks is London liquidity and then Asia liquidity. So your next logical target will be London highs to stop London traders completely. This was another logical target, aiming to be at the same place as VAH. And I said clearly here, next target is London. Depending on reaction, I might shave another 10 to 15%, and that's what I did. We reached that in a few minutes later. And again, this template is just great. Again, we've loaded like 1 billion negative delta, and we are pushing same thing as in the past. When you are trading this range, you need to pay attention to these thresholds. Here, market was just playing around, and you need to keep attention where big traders load positions with these thresholds and push to the upside. Is not like zero surprise for us. Extremely important pause now, as I'm long here. I got 50% take profit one here, another take profit for 10% here. After adding 10%, it's still leaving me 50% exposure. Very good for day trader. I said once you reclaim this box, you will open row to close CME gap. Why is this area extremely important? You can see from previous range, because you will be again leaving previous 8-day range VAH. You reclaim, and you reclaim back 3 weeks VAL. So much older range from few months back. You will also get acceptance, and you will go for friendly revisit of this box. And as we've got that CME gap, it was next logical target to be met. We were staying here a bit of time. This larger spot wall was keeping market, but it's okay. You see a lot of playing around. Equities are reacting to Trump then, so it was indecisive move. So the final move actually arrived when I was sleeping. Let me scroll down now. Scrolling down, sleeping still. I'm still sleeping, and during sleep we hit take profit like another. Okay, so it was update. So you see take profit 1, take profit 2, and as soon as I'm waking up, I'm taking take profit 3. I missed the highs, I had no limits here, so I'm taking take profit 3 here for 25%, and now I'm left with 25% remaining size, which will be aiming for range highs for yesterday week, for previous week high, or for liquidity at the highs. It can also hedge a bit of, as swing short has 45% exposure, this is hedging 50% of the swing short. Okay, so that's management. And you can see, as I was showing you, the CME target is becoming up. Clear acceptance here, time spent here, and you really started to go. Market hates inefficiencies, so you need to incorporate CME trading, CME gap trading into your trading. You see also on CME we did swing value pattern. 1, 2, 3 lows close together, 3 equal lows, super weak formation, much better low, boom. So you got this visual support as well. You can see how move from the downside was mainly coming from perpetuals. A lot of people who've got short past few days got, from weekend as well, were rebuying positions back. Look at that spike on perpetuals. Spot pretty lazy. Spot was buying. This was great to move. Fantastic. It was actually pretty lazy initial bounce from spot. You also got bullish CVD. I need to really show you live this. This was crazy. Look at that. Yes, CVDs are fantastic. Like, you don't trade alone, but you want to see CVD when you have trade. So from this bounce we push. Yes, you go for pullback. Look at the perpetuals. Heavy shorting. The delta is matching same power as when we were at lows. Are we at lows? No, we are still only doing 30% pullback of the overall move. Bullish CVD locally, and then major pump. So these people who also shorted here provided fuel to the upside as well. Okay, easy. Now, so perpetuals pushing market heavily. We can see on open interest. Open interest is over here. So we are now returning back into pretty like recent trading. And in the next part of the video, I will go what we can expect from Bitcoin for the rest of the week. So you see what setups I'm watching. So you see push to the upside. And now when we come here, a lot of people took profit. So me as well. Complete local open interest round trip. All the people who are positioning it into longs here, taking profit, getting out of the market. Market getting healthy again. And again, these boxes I was showing at the beginning of the week, some walls were actually added, so you see it better. But these 3 walls were holding price, okay? And now we are facing major resistance. I think a lot of taking profit here is front running the selling pressure on spot markets. One good thing on Kiyotaka, maybe I will still keep window of the Kiyotaka for the future along with Tradinglite, because in Kiyotaka you can turn on okay, I will refresh. This is why it's free tool is not working ideally. We will refresh and I will show you, because I can watch aggregated order books. I have Okotoki for that. So we go here, we switch. Yes, I will do all and I will turn off futures. And now I will only see the spot walls from Binance, Bitstamp, Bybit, Coinbase, OKX. We let it turn on. We need to lower thresholds. This is crazy threshold, so we need to go like 97. Here we are. So you see why Bitcoin, why when you are in long here, it was not that hard for Bitcoin to push from 93,000 to 97, because order books on spot were pretty empty. You needed far less buying volume to get there, far less. Now for Bitcoin, big work starts here. If you want to continue higher, you will need 2 to 3 times more volume. So what are these traders who are getting long here doing? Taking profit as me, because they see we are facing now significant resistance. You can actually range here for some time, or even do another rotation. Okay, and you see not as much buying pressure on the downside, but still they were helping to protect. We even feel big wall here. This seller was getting wrecked here. So it was really great. And now this template again played out beautifully. Massive threshold, very similar threshold we actually reached just here. 1.5 billion was reached. Also it is time for take profit, because you destroyed people who were shorting into the lows. Let me show you that template again. We went from 1.43 billion to 1.6. Again, people shorting here and here are providing fuel, and now the fuel was spent, fuel burned. People getting into shorts are getting liquidated and stopped out, and you know, the main move is over very likely if open interest will be not decreasing. So yes, very easy. Okay, so this was the recent price action. I showed you a few of my trades. I did this very big breakdown of okay, we can just now we can have a look at what we can expect from Bitcoin next. I will be focusing on this week. The medium to high time frames I'm keeping updating our traders. In my previous video I was saying I was expecting short. There was someone commenting. Let me show you. I just want to clarify, because my video can be valid just for today. For example, things can change, and that's why our group exists, because we constantly adapt to new conditions. Let's go to 50-minute time frame. Trades. So in previous video I was saying we might get a deeper pullback, but I was also saying conditions for that is actually still same. We need to lose 92,000 to 91k, and then you will get much deeper pullback, because you'll be feeling inefficiency. So was I wrong calling more downside on previous video? No, because I've got multiple shorts and I've got some longs. So I actually, like, I as a trader prefer to have more range conditions. It's much easier than trading impulse. In impulse you have one position and you let it run, but for me trading this range was absolutely key. Same like here, and same like if we are in large range here. So I really love it. I really love it. It's giving me more trading opportunities and is much easier trading. So let's have a look on Bitcoin today, where we are standing. We can be starting as you know me. How long is the video? 40 minutes. Okay. Just technical analysis. I will just do a few basic ones and then we move to order flow. So for me, AMT is still first thing I'm taking decisions. So we go to 30-minute time frame. What we are doing here. So if you are in long as me here, you should really have take profit 3 here. You can leave last position. By the way, everything I say is no financial advisor, just education and entertainment. So if you have this long, if you have this long, you hit the take profit 3. Your take profit 4 and total closure of the trade can come if you take out this high and you will do strong swing failure pattern. So you will be closing positions, or you extend higher and you take another liquidity which is building up in front of 100,000. So that's what you will be doing. You cannot close this trade position fully in case Bitcoin continue show us strength. Yes. Just want to check equities. By the way, this move up on the Bitcoin was done. I was showing you technical analysis of the flow, but again, it was news event. Do you know what? Here, the US said it's gonna negotiate with China from tomorrow, and that's actually the biggest boogeyman in the cupboard. The China and US, they need to make some good deal. So if you do such a deal, equities can recover this and Bitcoin as well. So you see massive. Here equities are closing and then massive gap to the upside. Bitcoin followed equity. So this was China-US negotiation news, pushing Bitcoin up on top of the technical analysis on order flow. And later on, China also was losing monetary condition, which is also helping Bitcoin because Bitcoin is very sensitive to that. And now we are just going sideways. So I think decision will come from when we open cash. Today we also have Powell, okay? So Powell is going to speak on FOMC decision, and I think this is going to be major market mover, could be major market moving. Maybe, you know, Powell, he's gonna either bend the knee or not. And because Trump wants low rates, so in case he surprises markets with low rates, I cannot even predict reaction. Initial reaction should be up, but yeah, it's political situation, so we will see. He should not move rates anyway, so. But they can show some projections, they can call markets down, they will be printing money, so we can actually still pump. Yeah, so be careful. I'm not planning any positions very likely until FOMC, unless good order flow setup shows. I'll be showing you what I want to do today. So AMT, we've rotated this range as well. You see where we are now ranging after you got the rejection, almost taking out high. On CME, I don't think we took out the high, did we? No, on CME. So now it's unresolved. Unresolved. From technical analysis, I will be watching these two highs doing swing failure pattern, especially yesterday high and then previous week. We can also watch the retest of the 8-day VAH and 3 weeks VAL. If you want to stay max bullish, you will come here, you will come into this area and you will bounce here either for V-shape or you will start ranging, creating larger range from here. If you start accepting below, then you will be aiming to rotate this range again, potentially into the low. So this is going to be the decision area over here for today. Market then can continue doing larger range here. One thing you can do, I will be, because this range was traded, but by the way, look at how perfect it was. Friendly visit into the range, friendly visit, move to the downside, we took profit, then market was again retesting at the val holding. So this range still had a lot of impact, but as this range created another smaller range, I will not be focusing on that range anymore much, but I will be doing what? Extension, and I'm now watching the full since 22nd of April until today, so it's almost 8-7. Okay, that's 2 weeks range. So we have the main major pull now. We will be watching, and on the pullback you also want to hold point of control at this high volume node. For bullish retest, lose that and you open the road for another range rotation. So that's gonna be very simple. And from empty on high time frame, we keep doing really what we want to see. If we are in swing longs, you see we've spent most of the time in this range when we are picking in a bull market. So if market wants to stay strong, it's gonna be, so far is doing really good, and it's showing us all these retests here. They are clearly accepting and respecting. We want to accept into this range. But you know, as I told you, the main problem is still this 3-month high volume node. So we can even create larger range here in between. That's what we are actually doing, yeah? So you can do something like this, okay? Or you will have that top consolidation, you do this. Or you will go for the highs, swing failure pattern. That's what I want to trade today, or finally breakout. If you start to moving beyond the 3-month high volume node, I will immediately target this high here and this high here for another swing failure pattern. If these highs fail, my next battle will be waiting here at this box, which is gonna be target and market. Actually, this box is larger, sorry. Much larger is box here. There you will complete this range rotation, and I will be looking for swing shorts in this box if we get there. You see it's pretty wide box, so we will have more local levels and order flow to engage there. But you see we have multiple scenarios. This is very encouraging. You accepted clearly back into this range, so that's what keeping Bitcoin very strong, with also with these major spot bull absorptions. Okay. And we continue to see a lot of strength from the anchor VWAPs. I was telling our traders, I'm watching if we actually start reclaiming them in the range. That's what is happening. We are still above main bear market anchor VWAPs. One more thing you can watch for deeper pullback, you watch this anchor VWAP retest. It was untested for a long time. It acted very strongly here. It can be in the future very strong bull support. Order blocks, you know, is like secondary confluence. We have strong order block here. This is actually helping to put Bitcoin into selling pressure still. And we have some supporting order blocks below. Extensions we don't need to watch. Market is watching this main balance zone pull, by the way, for the past few weeks. 2-hour time frame is okay for this, because when we come down, this was when we settled into proper range here. So here. Now you took liquidity from the range into 0.25, and in the future is going to be very interesting retest at 88,000. Very key level, so watch that. 88,747, and you see 175 holding resistance, similar as 1.5. 100,000 ID9 is gonna be final target, and it's gonna be extension of this move, yeah, 1-to-1. And if we like, I can tell you another thing, I expect the range to be like on medium time frames, the range can be formed in this box. Yeah, if you come here to retest, then you know how balance zone works. If you want to be max bullish, then if you reach this area, you want to hold midline. You want to do this, and then you can continue. If you lose midline, then you open road to take out all these lows, and you come here, and you create much larger range. Okay. So this is key. You can also see FIBs. So FIBs are working on high time frames as well, but you can view them as a box. Yeah, so you see here was the box, and if someone was shorting 0.61, got wrecked. But we know is 0.66 is also like even better level. So whole area was providing resistance. Now we have medium time frame support here, still waiting for the future. Trap traders also did their job. We like this breakdown here was done with massive 25,000 open interest increase. So when you come into when you retest them, they were also they were shorts covering already here, but then you needed to move beyond their point. It's so likely you move beyond them, but you only revisited trap longs from here. That's what also helping us to keep us at bay here. Everything makes sense. One more post about naked point of controls. You can see their work really well, especially if you have enough trap traders, you are getting easy reaction. So this was clean reaction from here. Monthly one was ignored, but we still have multiple naked pokes here, and this was getting front run in the area on Friday, yeah, when we were shorting. But it's okay, we've got another levels and order flow reasons to go short here. So when you go beyond this high, you need to be aware. We still have 98,212 as another area, potentially to help with swing failure pattern. So watch that in the future. One more thing from technical analysis, then we move to order flow tools. Don't forget, this is the one of the institutional tools, which is Anchor VWAP, from when new year starts, is often showing you how is market doing in general. One statistical knowledge, you rarely spend. You spend less than 10% of time below standard deviation 3. So even here, when Bitcoin was at maximum fear, we picked through just for I would say a few days, and then you reclaim back, because this was extremely good value for Bitcoin. Again, band was respecting, moving up. Now we also know Bitcoin and other assets tend to spend, if they are not in clean massive bull market or bear market, in normal trading conditions, 60% of time is gonna be spent in this yellow box. And Bitcoin is doing encouraging signs for us, because yearly VWAP is still holding any pullbacks. Yes, choppy, and now clean retest, front run. So while you hold above this, I don't expect medium time frame pullbacks. It's gonna be that simple. Okay, you will just either be ranging here, or you will be continuation and creating new ranges in those continuations. So simple here. Now we can target, if it's above the red line anchor VWAP, we can target then 100,100 area as next resistance, and in the support in the future 86,000. This is where you will be building, where a lot of people are trying to buy cheap Bitcoin and sell expensive Bitcoin, especially if they are swing trading. So watch this in the future. It's really good. It's working on many assets in the world. You just need to backtest what works. So that's technical analysis. Let's have a look on Bitcoin, so we can start with liquidity. So this is now valid more for today. In case we don't move as much on FOMC, it can be valid for tomorrow maybe as well, or Friday. Liquidity. This is the thing, we still continue ranging, but we are not grabbing much liquidity. So this is going to be very juicy. This node is for swing failure pattern liquidity above Friday high, so be aware of that. Once you take it, in case you start to failed auction, you can be beautiful swing failure pattern. And above us, we still have this major node. It's starting from 99,400 into 1,000, more than 100,000 beyond. So we have massive liquidity around 100,000. It's big level, so be aware of that. Below us, we have more local liquidity. In case Bitcoin breaks down, then we know we need to target this. As we are ranging for a few weeks, this now building up really great. Swing failure pattern liquidity here, but the major juice is here. Order books, perpetuals. This is mainly Binance. You can see, even as we are pushing to the downside, first someone was trying to keep us in the range, but now we are seeing a 500 Bitcoin wall, 400. I need to adjust this. I don't know what. This is changing like often. I need to be something like this. Yes, and we don't need this. So again, pretty big walls are still holding Bitcoin up. Yeah, so you can watch their interactions maybe for scalp. Very likely it could be same entity he is actually operating. We have another big wall here we can watch today. Spot markets, very interesting. So as I said, we will need a lot of big volumes to push over. This is significant 236 spot wall at 98,000. So possibly it can help us with swing failure pattern. We will see. And then we have more. 97. This is not so big one. This one is big. So a lot of supply on the spot side until you get to 100k. It's possible market will get exhausted and reject. Yeah, so the buyers are more scattered to the downside, but that's okay. You can also watch Okotoki. We can refresh. Order books are one part of the plan where you want to engage with the passive market participants. We can clearly see 100,000 is getting defended very heavily. In the future, very likely resistance once the liquidity is taken. How I trade the very round levels like 90, 80, 70k, 100k. I like to see the level breached, so options go off. The algorithms start to take profit. I like to see liquidity taken beyond 100k. Let me show you how it's looking visual, so you know. Let's say this line is 100k. I want to see this. I want to see liquidity grab, move down, and then retest and down. That's what I like to trade this setup. Sometimes you do just liquidity grab and immediately go down. Those are two short setups you watch here because the market makers taking profit, option expiries are taking profit, moving market down. What you don't want to see and where you don't look for shorts is big move up, like very large extension. It can be like 1% or more from level, then retest of the level, then holding. You also see some new spot walls popping up. in the order books, like they're holding pullback. Yeah, so we want to see selling pressure. So yeah, this is like very little cheat sheet on 100,000 future retest. It is above this key high, so I think when we go to 100k, it's gonna be above these highs to do swing value pattern from them. So that's defended. And then what else? 98,000 also defended. 99,000, all those round numbers. And buyers are lurking. We can see very locally, I was mentioning those walls. Spots, look at that. So if larger spot sellers come, not much spot buyers are in the order book, so they can move down again easily. But we need to first see those sellers. Yeah, it's it's pretty empty down to 900k. 90,000, sorry. Is interesting. We need to see more spot buyers securing order books, because in case FOMC crashes markets, I think Bitcoin will easily have a few $1,000, like $1,000 to $2,000 move to the downside over the empty order books. So be aware of that. So that's order books, liquidity done, order flow. We can like this is main template for day traders. What you can notice really, the daily open is by the way here. We can merge these sessions. What we see here is the new regions forming above the single prints, but once you lose this low and you start getting acceptance, you know there is almost no support in these areas. Yeah, so you will let single prints filled if you are in short from here. So it's just be aware of that. And then we can really watch that future retest of this daily naked poker 92,475, where we also have a lot of trap shorts. It's even a composite naked poke. Yes, composite naked poke is a bit lower, below this low. So be aware of both of them. This is today composite poke. And of course, as I said, the next thing I will be watching is moving beyond this high and then beyond this high to do swing value pattern into the walls, into the liquidity. It's another pretty good setup for today. And trade areas, here are the trade areas. So nothing in close proximity, but another trade area I'm watching is here. The main thinking about this is when you come here, you will be completing. You will hit 3-month VAX, so you will rotate much larger range on the higher time frame. You will destroy a lot of shorts liquidity. Yes, you will be taking liquidity, and you have these swing value patterns over here to be done. We also have another high here, so that's why my trade area is starting here in the middle of the liquidity. When you come here, you already get do good damage. So trade area is very wide. It's gonna be decided when we come there. And to the downside, for the downside, well, not much here. I can tell you I'm of course again interested to trade Bitcoin now around these lows and around this low as well, because now this low you already gave a swing value pattern here, so that's what I will be watching over here. If we start failing, then my shorts, which I also have from the top of the range, my swing short will be getting more profit, because we start to move beyond inefficiency. We have single prints here, low volume node, but this is still very low support area. And the first trade area is actually coming here when you will be retesting massive. We were trading for a few weeks here, so this high volume node, multi-week high volume node, 2-month high volume node actually, with 6 weeks VAH is gonna be first very likely support for Bitcoin. You can actually find a day trade, even swing trade from here. Reaction expected from here as well, because this is market structure support. Yes, which is coming here, and so already you can watch this, but this is higher probability area. This is only when Bitcoin gets a deep pullback, you need to be ready. Another trade area here, of course, here where we made lots of volume, so much naked box here from weekly, a lot of good levels. And here, if you come here, you definitely want to buy Bitcoin on spot market. You want to build a position long, which can last for a few weeks, even months. Same thing here. Those are, like, if you see these levels in the future, fantastic, you know. Cheap Bitcoin, you don't even think about day trades here. Just long-term exposure. This is best you can get, because it's also the range walls. Yes. So that's about this. We can have a look on TRDR, and then I'm gonna go for lunch. Okay, so we can see the bands were really good. We had bands here and here. It was very close to get bans here as well, but we didn't get them. But I was watching other templates, so it's okay. We knew we have supports here. Now you see why market is consolidating, because again, I was showing you all those sellers are starting to lurk here, so you need a lot of volume to breach higher. So what's the simple solution Bitcoin can do? Range. Just range until more decision, or then do this. This template, I made plenty of explanations today. We have a nice delta, so in case you go for single prince fill, you will have a lot of traders. Open interest was also increasing on the move, so you have decent longs here. So in case you lose this low, you accept into single prints, you will have forced selling. Definitely could reach 95,000 or even lower, so be aware of that, because we also reach big threshold, so you need to book profits. I was explaining all of that. Liquidations, yeah, they were really high, so you see a lot of people are still betting everything they can in this range. You see these thresholds are getting very similar on rejections. Not much longs were punished here. This was remarkable. Who is actually buying? Okay. Coinbase, Binance were buying this. This time we pushed. Not bad. Yeah, we can see those spot sellers. And support here. Funding rate is healthy, net neutral. That's good. And in this template, you can see more clearly who was supporting Bitcoin at these lows all of the time. Spot markets, intraday and almost medium time frame thresholds were supporting us, and then also perpetuals started getting, because here they were negative. That was not good, but they finally started to support. We see a lot of new limit orders on perpetuals added, so both thresholds were supportive. Perpetuals, by the way, are still trying to support while spot is negative. So spot is negative, perpetuals positive, much lower. Spot is higher, so this is giving you range. So this is how you can predict there is going to be range. And then you can trade the range, you need to take profits on long and so on. This is fantastic template. Alright traders, I have done a lot of talking, my voice is wrecked, needs to do some honey, need to take some honey and medicine, so it's gonna be okay. And thank you for watching traders. If Bitcoin is more slow, just expect one video per week, because I simply don't have as much to talk about. We just trade mainly day trade swings, less scalping in these conditions, so that's what you get. But yeah, Bitcoin will wake up, don't worry. It's just these periods of calmer markets I was showing you in the beginning of the video are more normal than people think. Thank you for watching, dear traders. If you want to learn trading with us, if you want to trade with me, just join our group. You will not regret. It's always good for your life. Thanks for watching, traders, and bye.